We'll be talking to Sulphur Springs. We have the head coach and the assistant coach. We have David Carrillo that's on with us, and the assistant coach Bailey Dorner. How are y'all?
We're doing great. We're just happy to be here.
Well, I'm so glad that y'all are able to join us this afternoon. So, Coach Carrillo, I want to start with you first. Let's talk about this playoff run that Sulphur Springs has been on this postseason. Started out against Brownsboro, won 2 games against Brownsboro, moved on to play a 1-game playoff against Quinlan Ford and won 10-3 in that one. Then played a very tough Van team last week and won 2 games against them to move on to the regional semifinals. So, Coach, what has this playoff run been like?
Well, we're very excited to be here. And, we talk about being a part of the journey. And trust me, this whole season's been a journey because we have had some kids that have been hurt. We really didn't have everything rolling around till district. And, getting into the playoffs, we finally were able to get healthy. And it's been exciting. And it's been fun. It's been fun to watch these girls grow and bond as a team. And I still think our best games are ahead of us. It's really a blessing for us to have our kids back and to be rolling right along. And softball's a game of life lessons, and we're learning a lot of them this year. Trust me.
And Coach Dorner, I want to ask you a question. What has the team aspect been like? How close knit is this team, and how much of a family does it feel like?
Well, this group of kids, they are extremely talented, number one, but they're also very competitive. They love to just go out and win, and they are fully aware that it takes every single one of them playing their role and doing their job every single game to get the win and get the job done. And they're a fun group of kids. They joke, they laugh around, they love to hang out together outside of sports and outside of practice. So they're a really great group of kids that just comes together and gets it done when we need to.
And Coach Carrillo, I want to ask you now, there's been a lot of debate. I've asked a couple of coaches that we've had on about a 1-game playoff or a series. What's the preference? What's the pros, the cons? I see both of y'all smiling, so I know this is it's a hot topic around the softball and baseball community. But I want to get your opinion because you've done a 1-game playoff against Quinlan Ford. You have a 1-game playoff coming up this week against Aubrey. What are your thoughts, and what's your strategy when going into whether you want to do a 1-game or a best of 3?
I kind of go by what the week before kind of went like. And as the season's gone on, you kind of get a feel for your kids. And I think with playing Aubrey last year and the things that we kind of went through last year, I felt like our mindset was best to play the 1-gamer. And I'm not going to lie, I've lost every flip up to this point in time. And I was lucky. I can go to the Vegas now or buy a lotto ticket because we did win all the flips and got it exactly kind of the way that we wanted to. But I think this is best for our kids. And we kind of go by week to week in the feel of the kids. And we just kind of, talk about it as a staff, and then we go for it.
And Coach Dorner, I want to ask you, what's the mindset that you try to get the kids into? Is it different when it's a 1-game or a best of 3, or is the mindset the same no matter what?
We try to keep it the same no matter what. Just go out there, be where your feet are, inning by inning, pitch by pitch. You just got to go and get the job done. I think when you're playing a series, and especially if you're facing the same pitcher again, the girls kind of get into a rhythm. They know what to expect. But when you're playing a 1-game, it's do or die, and you just got to be from the get-go. You've got to be ready to roll, and I kind of like it because they don't have time to, let off the gas or take a break. They know that we've got to go. We've got to get it done. It's do or die right now.
All right, and Coach Carrillo, I know you said earlier today, you told me that the game that was scheduled for Thursday has been moved. So can you give us the updates on the new playoff game?
Yes, we'll be playing on Friday now at 7 o'clock at Community. We changed it due to the possible weather situation. And as any softball coach knows in this area, weather has not been our friend this season. But, we deal with it, and we try to keep just, an even keel, and just realizing, we got to be ready to play at any time and be very flexible in what we're doing. So that's why we moved it. And we felt like it was a better opportunity with the bigger window to play that day.
And to me, it seems like this year there's been a lot more chaos with the weather in the playoffs. Now, I know in years past it's been in the middle of the season, which is probably a little easier because you have more time. But in the playoffs, you have a certain window that you have to get those games in. So, for both of y'all, I'm sure both of y'all have to put y'all's heads together and figure out, backup scenarios and plan A's and plan B's. So, how difficult is that week to week not knowing what this Texas weather is going to do?
It gets a little crazy, but it's fun having Coach Dorner right across the hall from me. We definitely discuss it every passing period of what we're going to do and how we're going to do things and what we need to think about. But like I said, it's been an eventful thing, and we've been able to adjust. And I think, to be honest with you, our kids having playoff experience the last few years as we've been having, that they are ready to adjust at any time, and they know, whenever we call you, it's time to go, and they're very flexible again. Parents also, it's been where we just know that you just got to be ready for anything.
All right, Coach Carrillo and Coach Dorner, I appreciate y'all so much for joining us here on East Texas Now. Best of luck against Aubrey on Friday night, and we hope to be talking to you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank y'all.